Hello. Hello. G'day viewers, I'm here with Belle's, who is Northwest Victoria's #1 goldfish breeder. You've never seen anything like this. And so she's kindly invited us out to have a look at her breeding, grow out and fry setup, and also the most incredible filtration system you've ever seen. So stay tuned. Righto, so what are you breeding here, Bells?
Predominantly pond fish. So you got a pond and you buy a shabunkin or something for your pond from Pet Stock or one of the big chains, although I don't know if I'm allowed to say their names, but any big chain store. Their man-made environment that they've been raised in, you put them in a pond and they die because of the temperature fluctuations in winter and summer, and they just don't cope. So I'm breeding goldfish specifically for ponds. So I've got Ryukins, comets, shabunkins, Sarasa comets, blackmores, fantails, waken, which are good, but the trouble with the real fancy fish is they're not real fast. So if you haven't got protection or cover for your pond, the herons will get them. So that's the only trouble with the fancies, but the rest of them, the shabunkins and that, they're all grown, raised specifically for ponds and pond environments. So you buy them and they cope, no worries with the temperature fluctuations. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I separate my fish so I don't get any unwanted breeding. They only breed when I pick who I want to be male and female, and they only breed when I put them together. So this one's got my male comets, Sarasa comets and shabunkins, and I keep the fantails separate to the comets because the fantails are slow and the comets are fast. They'll live together quite happily when they're adults. When they're little, it's a different story, but I keep them separate so that I can have my fantails in my boats, because I had the comets in the boat and I couldn't catch them. So the comets stay in the IBC shuttles, fantails in the boat.
And this would have to be the only boat I've ever seen where the fish are on the inside, not the outside.
So this one's got my female Sarasa comets, shabunkins and normal comets. There is one male in here, and I know that because last year I had babies in here, and for the life of me, I can't work out which one's the male, but we'll figure that out when it starts chasing. All right, so my goldfish, have them all separated, males and females. Mostly I'm pretty good at sexing males and females, but not all the time. But anyway, this one's got my female fancy. So I've got blackmores, Ryukins, fantails. What else have I got in here? I've got some red cap orandas and some normal orandas. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the fancies, but I'll keep the males and females separate, the same as the shabunkins and comets. I'll catch this girl and show you. Where is she? Hang on a sec, here she is. Look at this fatty boomba. Now, she's only about, if I turn her around, she's only about 3.5 years old, and that is live food. She also gets some commercial food as well, but live food, look at that. She's a big girl. That's just a Ryukin. Live food's the go, for sure. This is a 10,000 litre aquatic trough. This has got 4 Tandanus catfish, which is Australian native, known as the eel-tail catfish, and 9 golden perch, which are known as yellow belly, or depends where you come from, callop.
Callop.
When I got them, they were fingerlings. They're 2.5 years old. They range from that to about that. And I'm teaching them to come to me when I feed them. So, yeah.
So you got a few plants in this one too, Belle?
Yeah.
You want to tell us what they are?
Well, plants, certainly help with filtration as well. These are Louisiana irises. Got a few different colours around there. This is yellow canna lily. This is Mississippi flag. Some more canna lily. Purple taro. These are obnoxious because the roots go crazy, but if you keep them trimmed, because of this, when the leaves get like massive, and they're massive nitrate consumers. So these are good to have. Then I've got the orange canna, which is absolutely beautiful when it's flowering, and umbrella plant, which, as you can see, where they be 5-6 foot tall. They like it under here, so yeah, it just helps with filtration. So these two tanks have got some of my fry in it, so 120 in each tank. It's just a grow out tank. As they get bigger, obviously I'm going to have to split them up, but these baby fish have come out of the fry house now that they're big enough, and they're outside in the main system to grow out. So yeah.
And how many say you got in here?
120.
120. See a few shabunkins in there. I know a guy in Canada that grows a few shabunkins.
That's it. Yep.
Fry house, let's go and check it out. Oh, we wore the poor little tiger out. Oh mate, it's been a big day, hasn't it? Eh?
So this is a fry house. So the reason why I had to do this is because my main system is an ecosystem. It's outside. I get dragonflies, which are beautiful, but dragonfly lay their eggs in my ponds, and I've had 2 lots of 5,000 fry entirely consumed by dragonfly larvae. So I built this little shade cloth house to breed my fish in, so my fry can live in here until they're big enough to go out, and I don't have to worry about the dragonflies. So my fry house, it's one system. It's a separate system to my outside one. So I've got a sump tank, which is in the ground a bit to allow for gravity feed. So there's a pump in the sump tank. The water from the sump gets pumped over to the filtration unit. It goes through the 4 barrels from first to last, comes out of the last one, is gravity fed then into all of the IBC shuttles. So that's the gravity feed that comes back from after it's been through the filter, comes into the tanks, and then it comes out through pipes under the ground and out and into the radial flow filter, which separates most of the solids. Do you want to see inside it? Or?
Oh, most definitely.
So it's got a shroud. The water comes in one tank and then out the other. But when it's coming in, it hits the shroud and it's forced to the bottom. You can see all the junk at the bottom. The heavies are forced to the bottom, and then the clean water comes back out and into the sump tank. But I can get into more depth of that when I start doing some videos. It comes out of the radial flow filters, so these are breather pipes, and that just helps the gravity water flow faster. It comes out of those 3 barrels and then back into the sump tanks.
To start again.
And then it all starts again, yep.
And what have we got up in top here?
Got another Daphnia culture. I've only just started this one again. I crashed it, so I'm just waiting for that to populate. And that actually, when I've got the trickle water feed on, comes out this little pipe here. Once it's full, obviously.
Yep.
Comes out that pipe, goes under the ground, and over behind your gill comes out of this little black pipe, and it trickle feeds my baby fish Daphnia all day long.
So it filters and feeds all in the one go.
Yep.
Outstanding.
Oh, that's just an experiment. So that's technically not aquaponics, it's hydroponics. So this barrel has the fish waste from my filtration in it, and I'll usually just put some molasses in to kickstart the bacteria and bubbles, and the bacteria eats all the poo, and then the water's crystal clear but still full of nutrients and minerals. Then I've got a pipe that releases this back to my main system to feed my veggies. But this is just a little experiment. technically hydroponics, not aquaponics, and it's only been in here about 10 days and already we got runners and
to their strawberries.
Yeah, we're going to have some nice strawberries going there.
So the water gets pumped up to the top and then trickles back through. Ingenious.
So this is my DIY filtration unit. It's pretty complex.
But you reckon you can dumb it down for the Americans?
I'm gonna have to, mate, of course. All right, so same as a fry house, I've got a sump tank outside. It's a big one, it's about 8,000 litres, 2 metre deep hole. So the pump sucks the water up from the sump tank, comes into this first barrel, which is a swirl filter, which I can get the solids out. Everything's got a tap to get the solids out. Then it goes from there into this barrel, which is very much like it's a rock filter. So I've got a grid at the bottom, same deal, a swirling motion, full of rock to the top. Then on a separate line, I've got more water coming in, another rock one, and this one is a moving bed filter, which is full of bottle tops and air. Then it goes from all of those barrels into this last container, which is just full of whatever I could get my hands on. Snake netting, shade cloth, everything. Now, I've got 6 50mm outlet pipes coming out of this, and it is still not enough. I have to have only some of the water going through from the pump because it's still not enough outlets. So whenever you're doing gravity feed, always have 2 or 3 times more than what you think. But I've set this up so it's super easy to clean, which I'm going to have to explain in a later video. But basically, these 2 main barrels, this pipe that comes through here, it's got a pipe that goes right to the bottom, and I'll plug in my shop vac and blow air through it and throw all the shit out the top, down this pipe, and then out into my mineralisation tank, which then the bacteria chew all the poo up. I don't waste a drop. Once the bacteria have done their job, all that water goes back into the system full of nutrients, and it feeds my plants and my veggies. So,
and the reason that's all built up so high,
for gravity feed.
So it all just trickles down into those totes.
So originally when I set this up, it was just going to be an aquaponic system, but as you know, you build one pond and it's never enough, or it's never big enough. And the aquaponics soon became just a bonus to my system. So I grow my own veggies, so we've got capsicum and spring onions, cucumbers, shallots, turmeric, ginger. We've got lots of stuff going on. Spinach, beetroot, cauliflower, zucchini, parsley, basil. Got it all growing. So this is just a bonus of the fish waste. It helps feed my veggies, and the veggies in turn help part of the ecosystem to filter the water. So the more plants you got, the better your water is, and the cleaner your ecosystem is. So these particular beds are what's called a dual root zone. So in the bottom I've got rock, and the rock sits in the water. Then I've got a layer of shade cloth and just some homemade compost on top. So for the first few weeks of life, I actually have to water these plants, which I just take water from the system and it trickles through. But when they're big enough, the roots go down into the water. Then I don't have to water them anymore. But mainly for your deep flowering veggies like your tomatoes and your cucumbers and that, they need a few more nutrients than what the fish waste provides. So obviously what you feed your fish and what nutrients are in it is what your plants are going to get, and nothing more. And with aquaponics, they need to put iron in the water, and it makes the water red, and I don't like that because then I can't see my fish. So I've come up with this. I've done a bit of research, but this is my outtake on it. And they all seem to be going real good. So yeah, there's the water. So that's just trickle feed in, trickle feed out. It's all linked up to the main system. I go, oh look, I've got one that's unhappy. That's all right. I'll show you what you do with these. This one's snapped off. I don't know what happened to it, but it snapped off. So I just put it in this little floater, break off some of these excess leaves, and sit it in the water here. And in about, if I can get that leaf off, in about a week, I can get it to balance. In about a week, that'll come good. Like this one here, that's just a little shoot off cut. And that's going real good. So, yeah.
I like your pond. Did you build this?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I built that. It's 900 deep. I think she's about 3,500 litres. Plus the filtration, you're probably talking a total of 5,000 litres, including the filter. Yeah, it's dug into the ground a little bit, and it's just a pond liner and treated pine sleepers as the frame, with Rio bar rods down into to support the pressure, and an old coffee table top, which is the glass. It's 20 mils thick by 1.8 long, and a trough at the back with me Louisiana irises in it.
Oh, beautiful. Who have you got there, Bells?
This is Spook. This is my pet cockatoo. Cockatoo's mate for life, and she picked me. So if she's on my shoulder and anyone comes near me, she'll bite you.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to try that.
But she does like cuddles off other people. But if she's on me, she picked me and I'm hers. So that's it. That's all there is to it. She even bites my partner. My partner can't come anywhere near me. She's like, "You're dead meat, man." Hey, Spook. Huh? But I can do anything to her. She's a good girl. Yeah.
So why goldfish?
Well, I've always had goldfish and always liked goldfish. But when I set the system up, the main system outside, it was mainly for aquaponics, and then things just changed. So when I bought some goldfish to put in my aquaponics, most of them died because I bought them from a big chain pet store. And I'm like, well, this is shit. So, well, maybe I can breed goldfish specifically for ponds, so pond people can buy fish that they can just put straight into their ponds and not have to worry about them dying. Yeah.
And so how far and wide do you sell your fish?
Oh, well, this year I've only just finished the fry house just before winter. So this year is my first real attempt at breeding serious numbers. So like I said in the past, dragonfly larvae just consumed just about every single one of them. I think we ended up with four goldfish out of about 5,000 fry. So, yeah, this year's my first main attempt, but I reckon they're going to go good in the fry house with no predators. So, you right? Do you mind?
And so what's your best bit of advice for those of us at home who what to look for in buying a goldfish?
Well, I think it depends what kind of goldfish you like. Obviously, the fancier ones like your Arandas and your Ryukins and your Ranchus, they get a fair bit of issues with swim bladder and other diseases like that. But I guess it just depends what sort of fish you like. Most certainly, your comets and chibunkins, even the wakins, they grow big. So don't get a 2-foot tank and buy 5 comets or chibunkins and expect to be able to keep them forever, because they're going to outgrow the tank real fast. So if you've got a tank, stick with the smaller varieties. Yeah.
And what about if I want to breed goldfish? What's the one best bit of advice you could give for breeding goldfish? Apart from watching Stubbs Aquatics.
Stubbsy, what a legend. Live food, for sure. Without a doubt, live food. So firstly, the expense is virtually nil, but they grow faster. And obviously, not only do they grow faster, but they're healthier because their food's live and not processed shit. So, yeah, definitely live food.
Yep. And you're starting up your own YouTube channel. What's that going to be called?
Yeah. Well, when we bought this place 9 years ago, we named it the Funny Farm. And if I've actually got a Facebook page called the Funny Farm Cardross, which has got some funny videos on it. But yeah, you can jump on that and check it out. But we named it the Funny Farm, and it certainly has become the Funny Farm. And then when I started up the fishing, Gil and Stubbsy are at me going, you got to get a YouTube channel. My mate Emsy, my friend Ben, like, why don't you have a YouTube channel, mate? I'm like, because I don't know how to do it. But I've got some helpers now that are teaching me how to do the YouTube channel. And so it's called Funny Farm Fishing Things. So
I'll put a link for that.
Yeah, when it's up and running. Yep, fantastic.
Yep, beautiful.
Do you mind?
Well, Bells, thanks for having us.
No
and
worries.
I'm sure I've learned a lot, and I'm sure everyone else has too.
Oh, very good. Well,
so we'll see you in your own channel.
I'll see you then. As far as everything I do, it's just all experiment. So I'm not an expert. I'm just learning as I go. So if any videos I put up help you guys with some tips and pointers, well, that's great. But there's absolutely no expertise involved. Cockatoo, she helps build everything. A few stubbies, and watching lots of other YouTube videos and just taking bits that I like and what I think's going to work, and then making it my own. So yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, mate.
Thanks for coming out, Gil.
Righto, mate.
Righto. See ya. Yes, they are.
All right, do that again without swearing.
Oh, you're an idiot. Yeah, the Americans are going to love you, Spook. Yes, they are. Now, what are you doing? You want your wings scratched? This is a forced cuddle. Oh, my God. Are you right? Do you mind? Do you mind? Can you stop now?